welcome back. I'm so excited to talk about this year's autumn trends. I honestly thought that this form of video was going to die out on YouTube just because we've seen the dying out of micro trends, and those have really fueled this type of video. It's always been very beneficial for creators to be the first to talk about some of the really weird trends that have fallen out of the sky and had no proper timeline on the trend cycle. Like, for example, one day you're waking up and everyone's a mop wife, even though everyone the day before was a coastal grandma. I don't even know. And the day before an office siren, and then before that coquette. But now the trend cycle is slower, it's a lot more chilled out, and in my opinion I think it's more genuine and more creative. People are pulling inspiration from real culture at the moment, the subcultures that also feel relevant today. I love the way that everyone's been talking about 2014 Tumblr and indie sleaze because they were a moment. They were probably the most fun thing that I grew up in terms of just subcultures that felt very fashion influenced. And I think that people are able to be more creative when the trend cycle is a very slow seasonal progression. Think about it this way: you have 10 items in your wardrobe and you've worn them all so many times, and you have to challenge yourself to come up with something brand new out of the things you already have, rather than every piece of clothing being $5 on Shein and you pretty much grab it, and because it's already a new piece you just put it on and you don't really feel the need to bring it to life. But yeah, I think that we're really seeing people dive in creatively, and that's what makes this video a lot more fun for me to film now, even though I don't have many groundbreaking new things to talk about other than what we're kind of already seeing and some things that I'm excited to see more of based on how things are going. So mostly things that we're already seeing, trends that I love in general at the moment, and a few little predictions here and there based on how new some of these trends are. But yeah, let's dive right in before I start yapping for the next hour about the same sentence repeated 700 times. The first trend that I want to talk about are dainty and chic little cardigans. More on the girly side, thin knit materials, form-fitting, very cute, kind of the same silhouette as the shirt that I'm wearing right now, but a cardigan form, not a velour button up. Some ways that people style this to also make them cute and feminine are just keeping the top button done and having a really small cute little shirt underneath, whether it's a baby tee or just a cute little dainty shirt, or people have them buttoned the whole way through because they create a nice flattering shape. Sierra O'Day has an amazing collection of cardigans, as she is the Miu Miu and Prada queen. Vintage, I would say. Vintage Miu Miu have a lot of cute girly cardigans because their brand aesthetic is very sophisticated girly, nerdy but really chic. Some other brands that do really cute little cardigans are Giel. They're a very nice elevated basics brand, and yeah, they also collaborated with Sierra, so that's fitting. And Gil Rodriguez is another brand that I've started to see more of, and I just love all of their basics. I think basics are gonna be in for a while. They've been in for a while already, but they're really good for cozy autumn-winter seasons. Following on that, we have swing jackets and peacoat style jackets. Not the full ones, but typically the cropped ones, because we really just started seeing that in the spring and the end of winter last year. And because it was so new, I think people are ready to try it again and play more with it because they didn't really get the most time with it. People probably just saw it for the first time, didn't buy something, because these are better vintage and it takes a lot of hunting to find the best one. So now I think a few more people have them and we'll be able to enjoy them. Again, this can be worn just the top button. They're very chic. The fact that they're sometimes cropped offsets the fact that they're boxy, and the A-line silhouette has been really popular right now. I think we're leaning back into retro styles. A couple people I've seen do this are Sierra O'Day again, Susie Lola, Daughter of a Hoarder does a lot of this kind of style, and a couple of vintage places like the Grotesque Archive have some good pieces, and I even saw a reminiscent version of a peacoat in Sandy Liang's recent collection. Then we go into mod styles and 60s aesthetics, which are also following this retro A-line form, but these can get a little bit more interesting and a little bit more punk. It's really fun because when you think about people, models, public figures that were really popular in like the real mod 60s era, you think of Twiggy, Shelley Duvall, and they have this very whimsical and playful look to them, which I think is a really great offset to really gloomy and sad, like depressive months. And I love that. I'm gonna show a quick example of a photo shoot that I did recently because I based it off like these mod styles. And yeah, let me just go get it. This was the first ever magazine cover that I photographed, and I also styled it based on this kind of 60s glamorous moment movie star, and it's mostly inspired by Pile Driver Waltz by the Arctic Monkeys. And that song is kind of about a girlfriend who's about to drop a bomb and break up with the narrator of the song. And I love that because it was kind of like she's gonna like drop a bomb, because it's not like she's broken up about it. It feels like she's composed and kind of like finally able to do what she's been wanting to do for a while. And yeah, there's this line in the song, one that you look like you've been to breakfast at the Heartbreak Hotel, and the other line that's, if you're gonna walk on water, make sure you wear your comfortable shoes. That just felt like this very playful, whimsical mod girl, just like Twiggy, Shelley Duvall kind of vibe. So there's one look in particular that I wanted to highlight that matches the styling that I want to talk about when I think about mod, and it's this dress. This is an area dress, and yeah, it just has this like cute like A-line silhouette to it, and the playful polka dots. We've seen polka dots a lot recently, and I'm going to talk about them. There's another look in here that I wanted to highlight because this designer, Ben Doctor in New York City, is often inspired by mod, and a lot of his work is just like broken apart 60s vibe, and I love it. It's so like chic and punk at the same time. So we go from mod and 60s vibes and we continue with the retro. So this trend is called gentle retro. It's a little bit of a phrase that was coined by WGSN, which is a fashion trend forecasting database that my school, FIT, gives us access to. And when I was looking at what's gonna come about this autumn, I've seen a lot of gentle retro, which could be inspired by things like Challengers, the tennis aesthetic, Succession, quiet luxury, this kind of basic preppy style that you see at country clubs, especially country clubs and TV, like Gossip Girl kind of thing. It's very, very retro, but very chic and very plain. The tone of voice, very plain, very mindful. Some more characteristics of the trends are layering crew necks and button-ups, sweaters, tennis skirts, loafers. You kind of get the picture. Some of my favorite gentle retro moments at the moment were Peachy Den and Olivia Neal's collaboration. This was absolutely stunning. Every single look is exactly what I'm thinking. I would love that pleated like jacket dress. It's just the most gorgeous thing. Even this Meow two-piece set kind of reminds me of this. I don't really know why, because it feels a little bit like an offshoot, but I think it's that kind of retro, like I think because it's a capri two-piece set, it feels like this on-the-go rich girl, and that feels like gentle retro, quiet luxury. The Susamusa polka dot midi skirt. This is another trend that I saw on WGSN, and it was the statement fabrics and avant-garde silhouettes in order to create intrigue in party wear. Rather than depending on the color for interest, people are really leaning into textures and sculptural ability. A designer that comes to mind immediately is the Scandinavian designer Nicholas Skofgard. And I recently also styled one of his pieces in an editorial that I did, so I'm gonna like bring that one up to use as the example. So this first look was one of Nicholas Skofgard's dresses, and you can see it's got the bubble at the bottom, the interesting shiny material, and the shape of it in general is just very cutting edge, very new. Yeah, the fact that the bubble skirt has been around for a little bit is a good indicator of this trend. It's a very weird bridge between basic and avant-garde, that people can wear every day. A couple examples that I've seen are this recent Prada collection, spring and summer 2025, because they use a lot of weird materials and pieces to put this collection together. It's just amazing. Mandy Lee did a recent review of it, saying that it's the standout show just because we're really bringing creativity back, and I'm so here for it. This Face magazine article talked about it. Vaquera NYC, they do the craziest stuff. I'm obsessed. A fun one are slouchy bags, like big, giant, bottomless pit, cute slouchy bags. Some really good brands that are doing this right now are Nina Bow. They have the very viral polka dot bags that are all over the internet. Paloma Wool, Gamaguas, and Carla Laidlaw from Australia. They do really, really crazy shapes with their like bottomless pit bags. I'm obsessed. And I've seen on Pinterest quite a few of these stud covered bags. The studs are really in right now as well, and I needed to highlight this British flag bag because it is just everything. Continuing with slouchy vibes, we're gonna go to slouchy jeans. There's been a lot of talk about whether the wide leg jean is gonna go out of fashion because, you know, everything comes around. Slowly we've been seeing some skinny jeans, but I don't think that the wide leg jean is going out because that is a very, very, very comfortable style for so many people. Like the Levi's 501 has found their community. Like people are very locked into their wide leg jean, but I do think that at the moment the trendiest version of a wide leg jean is the slouchy, riding off your hips kind of muddy wash grungy jean. I'm obsessed with it. The way that the Depop shop, Grey Room shop, styles all of these slouchy diesel jeans is exactly what I'm talking about. It's so effortlessly grungy, cool girl, chic. Love it. And that being said, the skinny jeans have been coming back with this whole Tumblr 2014 indie sleaze revival. I think this is one that people just didn't know was coming back because it's like, whoever wanted a skinny jean to come back? It just seems like the worst unflattering thing ever. But the more I look on Pinterest and see how people style it, I'm like, wait, just wait, because this actually looks really cool. I saw off-putting girl wear jeans like this with these boots. It's just so 2014. I also saw this photo of Devin Carlson a year ago, and I'm like, wait, these aren't jeans, they're leather pants, but it's still that skinny silhouette. I'm like, wait, how are people making this cute again? Because it was the ugliest thing. Another thing that I've been seeing alongside the skinny jean is the lowering of the waist, like even further. This is a bit of an offshoot, and it's not really mainstream, but this brand No Scene Girls that was started by this creator on TikTok has such low waist that you can like literally see the model's butt crack. It's very interesting, and I think that it just like points to this idea that lowering the waist makes the skinny jeans sexier. I don't know, I found this very interesting. I wonder if it's gonna pick up. I don't really think it will because it's really not an easy style to do other than in an editorial sense, but got me thinking, and I think it's a really cool brand. This I'm inclined to talk about because I saw it on WGSN again in the lingerie category, but WGSN was predicting a lot of bridal trends to show up in lingerie, like the typical kind of like your wedding night, you're matching your dress with the lingerie as well. But that got me thinking again about the fact that I see so many lace and bridal elements in ready to wear, and I feel like it's always been a really, really interesting juxtaposition to see bridal kind of stick itself into the ready to wear. This photo in particular I found on Pinterest. I'm like, it's genius. It's so grunge, but it's like she's wearing a wedding dress. It's like runaway bride, but you can wear it like every day. It's so good. Some other examples, Autolinger, they always have something that's like very broken up bridal lace vibes with a ready to wear silhouette. Vaquera NYC, Yuhan Wang. I feel like you can kind of make an argument that it's kind of coquette, but there is something different about it. It really feels like this bridal mixed with ready to wear trend. Another example is this Sandy Liang dress. Like, do you see it? I feel like it's not something that is going to really be anything, but it's just something that I find super interesting, and it's very inspiring to play with just for fun. Like, put a tablecloth around your waist with like a grunge outfit. It seems so fun. In the same kind of lingerie trends category on the database, I saw that fetish lingerie has become more glamorous, and that kind of got me thinking about all of these latex brands that are really popular, like soft skin latex and vellum latex, because they do these really interesting things where they will make latex outerwear pieces or just normal pieces, like vellum made a pair of pants. And these aren't really the typical fetish, like closed doors, like don't look at it kind of pieces, like literally a trench coat. You're gonna wear that outside in your outfit. I've always been obsessed with latex because of how sculptural and interesting they can be, and how you could be wearing, like, I don't know, just regular jeans and a latex top, or you could be wearing regular jeans, sneakers, a t-shirt, and have like the trench coat or even one of the hats. It's so interesting. I love how, I don't know, because it doesn't seem very like boundary pushing or anything, even though it is like a fetish material, but it's just cool to me. It's very sculptural, it's very punk, it's edgy, I love it. I really want to experiment more with that. I see a lot of stylists on Instagram play with slim silhouettes and maximalist accessorizing. And it's this weird concept. I feel like it's like an if you know you know kind of thing, because I don't think I can explain it very specifically, but it's just this really beautiful balance and creative way that these stylists on Instagram just pull out these little accessories and make this magical mess on a model. This kind of styling aesthetic works really well with the small brand, small designer community that has recently popped up. I think that small brands are very creative in their silhouettes and proportions, and it's the perfect playing ground and materials for stylists to use in this particular way. Still, like the 60s vibes, the mod vibes, even the quiet luxury, all of these things can influence this because it's literally just a collage of moments placed in such a beautifully careful way. I'm gonna talk about skirts over pants, even though that is like, we've seen it enough, I feel like, but I am noticing a lot of opportunity for the pleated skirt over a pair of pants to really take shape, especially with the tennis vibes and the gentle retro and the quiet luxury. I think it gives us an opportunity to really play with tailoring and chic, sophisticated silhouettes, preppy silhouettes, things like that. Even if the base underneath is a pair of slouchy pants, it's really cool to me to see a little cute, dainty pleated skirt over the top. A favorite example currently is when Susie Lola styled Amanda Simmons, because it's this really slouchy cargo camo pair of pants underneath this tiny, cute, perfectly matching in color tennis skirt was just great. And I'm hoping to see more of this vibe and for people to continue playing with styling in this way, because I'm a big proponent for the skirt over pants. Stripes and polka dots are two standout patterns that I think are very much going to stay relevant throughout the autumn and winter. They really blew up over the spring and summer, but I think that they still bring a sense of happiness to people that will enable it to continue to thrive in the gloomy months. Again, bring this whimsical vibe, and they're very 60s vibe patterns as well. Sierra O'Day is the queen of polka dots as well. She's kind of the queen of everything. Again, that area dress that I showed from my editorial, this is another person wearing it. And the Nina Bow bag, of course, that everyone on the internet is obsessed with, is this like perfect polka dot bag. Next, kind of going back to that stylist thing that I was talking about, but hooded garments and hooded accessories and attachments are really popular. They've been around. Hiii does a really good sweatshirt, literally like a hoodie, literally just a hoodie. I was gonna be like hood garment, but I'm like, girl, it's literally a hoodie. But yeah, this photo from Grey Room Shop, stunning. I love this piece. This photo that Susie Lola did. It's just a fun way to be cozy because it's the cozy months, as well as be a little bit cool. I think it's a really fun juxtaposition to be in a really girly dress and then have a hood on. It's kind of like, it's giving. Paloma wool also has some hood pieces, and yeah. Another one that I've like dug into the ground, which is the juxtaposition between sportswear and chic pieces, namely Adidas. Just check out these photos. This is one that I did recently because I was like finally proud of a way that I did it. I've been trying to do it for so long and it's never really hit perfectly until I found these heels. I'm just hoping that it'll evolve because I love just creative things. I love creative things. No, I just love a juxtaposition. I love when people just do something creative. Like, no, you get it, you get it. Slouchy tops. The philosophy behind the slouchy top is that you can change the shape of it whichever way you want. I read this article a year back on WGSN about elevated basics and soft fabrics and the way that people love versatility at the moment. People love versatility, especially in today's day and age where people are interested in sustainability, maybe trying to shop less, and having a piece that moves around and can be worn in so many different ways without really having to do anything to it is perfect, because you can create, I don't know, like 5 different, completely different vibes out of one piece of fabric, and I think that that's just so innovative in the most simple way. Also, in general, if it's a slouchy top, it's going to drape in such an interesting way that even if you weren't caring about the versatility or how many times you can use it in different ways, it's just a cute and chic piece. Like, I'm obsessed. Every time someone wears this, I'm like, they're just, it's great. I love it. I'm seeing a lot of like clown elements start to take shape, and I love that because it's not necessarily like the world jumping out and screaming like clowncore in your face. It's just very much a sophisticated little sneaky moment, and it kind of works hand in hand with the fact that Lady Gaga's new Joker movie just came out, and yes, I said Lady Gaga's Joker. This brand Metamorpho, it's a lot of clown vibes. Jeffrey Campbell just recently let this team of creatives do an amazing job with their shoes, and Ajarama does a ton of very unrelatable outfits. Like, she does sailor vibes and clown vibes, and here's her like clown video. And Chloe Philoppolis's photo shoot with Arette involved a lot of pieces that were inspired by the clown vibe, because she's also very inspired by Metamorpho and like brands that do that kind of thing. But yeah, I love it because it's really just a slow, like creative little pick and choose moment with the whole rest of the trend cycle. I'd love to experiment with it. The Argyle socks, like you can literally just like put a random Argyle sock somewhere. It's great. Chainmail is a bit of a slow burn, and that means it's kind of like one of the best ones because all of the little slow burn trends have really become like the it trend. What am I even saying? Like, for example, the tool belt, like Susie has been talking about that tool belt for like so long before anyone was ever wearing it. Like, she's been talking about it for a long time, and it was a slow burn. I'm delirious. I think I'm delirious, actually. Same with indie sleaze. Like, everyone was talking about it. No one was really doing it. Still, is anyone really doing it? Kind of, but it's like, if you know, you know. But yeah, the coin purses in particular, everyone's obsessed with. There's so many designers of chainmail online. I'm like discovering more and more every day. You literally type in chainmail, and there's tons of people making it. It's kind of easy to make, so you can even learn how to do it yourself. As I mentioned earlier, we're seeing a lot of sailor references as well, and 2 brands that really pioneer this for me are Jean Paul Gaultier and Vaquera NYC. They have a lot of sailor hats. I really want a sailor hat so bad. Like, they're just so cool. I just think that with a regular outfit and a sailor hat, it's like a moment. I'm obsessed. Chloe Philoppolis recently wore a sailor hat for Mila Sullivan's show that she styled. It matched the theme. It was Dirtbag Dream Beach, I believe. Even last year, Simone Roche's couture collection for Jean Paul Gaultier had a lot of the sailor hats, as she was referencing the brand's history and heritage. Also, this is really random, but if I could name any like creator who would wear a hat that is a sailor hat out in public, it would be Laura Violetta, but she has said in her videos that she's saving like hat moments for when she's older, which is so interesting because it's like she has something to look forward to in older age, which is wearing the hats, which is a very random thing I wanted to talk about. But if it weren't for her saving hats for an older age, she'd be wearing the sailor hats. I know she would. I want to end on this trend, which is this very grungy style of screen printed words on apparel. So it will often just be a tongue-in-cheek, sometimes provocative, very sarcastic phrase or set of words on a plain t-shirt, stuff like that. But people style it in really different ways. Small designers, again, they're very weird with silhouettes and shapes, and I think that this goes hand in hand with just weird screen printed words. trends. The photos are an example of that. A couple brands that do this are Almighty, Cowboys of Habit, Love Thanks World, and Cause You Don't Feel Like Me. I wanted to close out this video with a whole bunch of photos that I found on Pinterest lately that are from 2014, 2012, earlier, just indie sleaze moments, just to show how similar we're kind of getting to this, because I can look at these now and be just kind of obsessed and wanting to style it in different ways. Look at the accessorizing, look at the creativity, the cool girl, like the rock star, messy girl. Love it so much. And a few years ago, we would have all looked at this and been like, ew, what was wrong with us? But I don't know, I think it's so cool. Anyway, I'm so dizzy, tired, thirsty, and hungry. And I'm literally like daydreaming about a big glass of water. So thank you so much for watching this. I had so much fun talking about all of these trends. Very inspired, cannot wait to play with all of them. And yeah, if you'd like to keep up with me on my socials, they'll be linked below. And I hope you had a great day, and I'll see you next time.